Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Katie and today we're doing the BookTube newbie tag. The first question is, why did you start this channel? And the short answer is, I love reading. When I'm not reading, I'm thinking about reading and I'm thinking about the books that I want to buy, the books on my TBR, the anticipated releases I have. I'm thinking about authors that I am obsessed with, series I want to continue. So needless to say, it's annoying my friends and family. Most of them do not read, so they don't get it. So BookTube and Bookstagram is really my escape. It's my way to connect to people who love to read. Question number 2 is, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to BookTube? The reality is I think that most ideas have already been done. The foundation's kind of already there, but that doesn't mean that we can't bring something unique because I think all of our personalities are so different. And I'd like to say that I have a pretty fun personality, a pretty uplifting personality, but I am introverted, so I can come across a little shy, at least until I get comfortable and I get to know you. But I also really enjoy looking at a tag or a challenge or a format and trying to find a way to spin it so it's something that's my own. The next question is, what are you most excited about for this channel? And I'm gonna add what I think the biggest challenge would be. So what I'm most excited about is really building confidence in myself, in this channel, in my creativity, in my editing skills. There's so much to learn and I can't wait. Like these tools that we're building are things that can correlate in so many different areas. Like I never realized just how much goes into a YouTube channel until I've started editing and filming and doing all these things, and it's insane the amount of work that so many of you have been doing. Because on Bookstagram, I thought I was doing a lot of work, and going onto YouTube has been very humbling for me. But I'm looking forward to growing. I'm looking forward to seeing how this channel grows by even just the end of the year. And I'm also really looking forward to connecting with a whole group of people. So some people on Bookstagram are here on BookTube, but honestly, it almost feels very separate, very different communities. So a lot of people that I started watching when I first joined the book world or just like the reader community was BookTube. This is where I really got my book recommendations and things like that. So the chance to be able to connect with them or just connect with people on this platform is very exciting. I really look forward to building those connections and friendships. But on the flip side of it, the thing I'm most nervous about would definitely be criticism. I am worried about the trolls and the negativity and how I'm going to be able to handle that. But I'm really hoping I'll be able to build that thick skin. And then also I get worried about getting consumed with the numbers, comparing myself, things like that, things that I did have to work on Bookstagram. And I'm hoping I'll be able to take those skills from over there and just use them here on BookTube. The next question is, why do you love reading? It's very simple for me. I love reading. It's my favorite form of escaping because every single day I get to dive into a new book with a new world and new characters and just a new adventure. It's so fun and so exciting, and I don't think you can really explain that to somebody who doesn't like to read. The next question is, what book or series got you into reading? And for me, it's Harry Potter. It was something that my aunt got me into. She used to read the books to me and my cousin when we were younger, and it was just this way that we bonded together. And my cousin actually got me my first Harry Potter book, and it's still one of the most special things that I own because he ended up passing away when we were 11. And so it's just something that I hold very close to my heart. But I did end up taking a break from reading after that. When I had to read by myself and not have somebody read to me, I wasn't very interested. It wasn't until I picked up the Mediator series in high school by Meg Cabot. I really enjoyed those books. I thought they were super fun. I really had a good time reading them. But I did end up taking another break until Twilight came out, and I ate those books up. I didn't want to leave the house. I didn't want to leave where I was sitting. I didn't want to eat. I didn't care about anything other than reading. So then I read all those books. I loved them so much, but I still ended up taking another break. It wasn't until ACOTAR came out, A Court of Thorns and Roses, where I really fell in love with reading, because after I read those books, I haven't stopped. I've continued to read since, And I'm so glad. I'm so glad that I found this hobby. It really feels like a part of my life. I can't imagine not reading. So the next question is supposed to be, what questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? But honestly, I feel like booktubers are pretty open. And so I feel like they've answered so many questions that I already would have for them. So I decided to change this, where instead of doing that, I'm going to actually highlight some of my favorite booktubers on the platform. So I'm going to try and show, yes, okay, over here. I'll put up something about them so you can see visually. I'm sure you know who they are, but just in case you're not, I'm going to put them up here and I'll just say a few things about them. So first I'm going to start with Peace Love Books, which is Jess. I have followed her for a very long time. I stumbled upon her here on YouTube quite a while ago. My best friend and I were looking for biker romance suggestions, and she is like a go-to staple if you're looking for, I'd say bikers, I'd say like kind of more taboo or less talked about, like indie books. I feel like she has some of the best suggestions. I'm also part of her Patreon, and honestly, I just love her content. She does this great job of making you feel really connected with her, and she has built a really good community. The next person I'm going to talk about is another absolute fave of mine, which is Hardback Hoarder, which is Allie. She used to post a ton on YouTube. Now she's kind of moved a little bit more to Twitch, where she does some streaming stuff and doesn't just talk about books, but she does still post here sometimes, occasionally on YouTube. And also some of my favorite things that she does is she will do 24-hour live streams where she does reading sprints. They are some of the funnest things I have ever experienced, and I always look forward to them. And honestly, it's one of the major reasons why I created this channel, because if I could make anyone feel that way, I'm winning. Like, that is the goal. Like, I hope my content can be that entertaining, honestly. And then How to Train Your Gavin. Gavin is so fun. I love his videos, and seeing how much effort and time and energy he puts into them. He is just so funny, and I just love it. He feels like when you watch his videos, it feels like you're just hanging out with a friend. And then Meg with Books. Meg is so funny. I love all of her videos. I love watching her channel grow and change and evolve, and I've just always really been impressed with the formatting and the fun clips that she edits in. And then to end, I wanted to talk about Gabby Reads, who is my go-to girly for thrillers. She is just somebody I go to anytime I'm looking for recommendations, especially like just darker books or just something to kind of change up what I'm reading. The next question is, where do you read? And honestly, I read anywhere and everywhere. I read to and from work because I have a pretty long commute, so audiobooks are game changers for me. I highly recommend them. I could make a whole video about the audiobooks that I highly recommend. There are so many good ones out there. I also read during nap time or any lulls throughout the day. If I can, I will pick up a book. And then I also make sure that I read before I go to bed. It's my favorite way to end the day. And then the last question is, what kind of books do you read? I read mostly 3 genres, which are romance, fantasy, and thrillers, but I am always willing to branch out and try a different genre. Honestly, some of my favorite books have been from book clubs, have been from friend recs. I highly recommend getting out of your comfort zone and branching out if you can. Hopefully you learned something new about me, and I would love to learn something about you, so please comment below and tell me a fun fact about you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!